Abusuan Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong wa abra no ne Anas aremeya wa Nas anya issues bebre no abrantie bi a friend Mohammed Hafiz Abdallah ebetena ne studios ebe make allegations say Anas aremeya wa Nas ayade se woje bribe bi efri ni honom abusuan anche ena sa abrantie efri mu a videos nso ba abonten a na Anas e ka se sebio obeyi na free hontem kra Neno na ama amanfo busa question se Kennedy die no wo so ono ne kum Mohammed Swale die a ene na we so ono ne kum na
Mohammed Hafiz Abdullah. Na mebo video bi akyeremo before mebo video no. Mama mo Hafiz ye nipa bi a na a businessman, big one, a business mogul. Tamale ye ni business na mni ade. Osanso security companies are provide security services. Inti dia koba ne say mesramo munto companies nto ho. There is a company ye from a company from Omega Strategic Service for one more a company omu ye adwuma bebre enti one more be contracted company be from Almond for no be den Almond for no supply Omega Strategic for no gold and omu cycle contracted a company ye friend no Alfred Company Limited and also a company why dia Mohammed Hafiz Nidia no ne dwuma be ne say ono no obe provide security obe provide security consultancy e dia ma time aye transport to gold na dia kono ono ne dwuma be ne no na enumu ena sa companies 3 enuma bi ankoyie so Omega Strategic 4 den one more a contracted Tiger Eye for inquiry investigations emfa our company Alfred Company Limited belonging to Mohammed Hafiz Abdullah eho eno pape one Anas Samuel Anas benya an eye contact into during the investigations no eho ena pape allegation kese ma say Anas an investigation on your investigation and ask be yes or no on your day on mano sika na investigation will measure said on beno according to her face my boss had tape sometime last week so then what happened is saying organize $50,000 the manas and on Mohammed Hafiz is not down for and so organize $50,000 the man anas making $100,000 and he pape ne background media mamuno. Now, Yanko Enim said the investigations was again, as I've said, sponsored by the company called Omega Strategic 4, who earlier had also contracted company called Almond Company Limited to supply the gold, and Alfred Fencing Company also contracted to what belonging to Mohammed Hafiz also. A Juma na so almost say as almost provided security services during the transporting of the gold. Folks, me be video be mamahwe. But before the video, let's read a transcript. Transcripts be video na me be yachro na the transcripts na me be yachro no. Now, time anas yes investigation or the report be any you may be command the prosecutor na owohwa oye senior prosecutor or the command say onhwe nioma oye so far na one prosecutor ni di nkomo nsem okeka wo de Jack the frontline show ya transcripts of nkoma one ye saying one a year can say state prosecutor ni di into meaning kan yen go through the transcript and sana me video natural now anase be shasi akasa folks. We have the time and we have cracks of what? Forensic investigators, cracks of what? Field investigators, baby. And we have top level investigators in many international intelligence agencies when we monitor what is going on here in Ghana. Now, Yenti Anas come on a prosecutor here. Anas Nesha say off the phone. Ubetin now video and someone me can ubetin now video more. Was say off the phone. Hafiz quickly back convince Mubarak that What's its $1.9 million? I have shared it to the police and some other people, so the case won't go anywhere. So spend yours and let me spend mine. And as next you, that's what happened. So his mind changed. Prosecutor no edges was and as son baby or say first he had heard so much about me. He said he was very shocked about the details I've gotten concerning the matter. And that he was very scared about the issue, and that his biggest worry, and he said, had been so foolish in the matter was by telling Hafiz to transfer his portion of the money to Egbert's account as part of his booty. Anas negusu kase onti muntie nsam ni ye. Anas san babim o say the way he blew the money, girls, some Miss Malaika people, and then some northern chiefs. He brought about 30 northern chiefs. Now, one northern chief, if he's coming, he has the entourage, about 25 people. He brought them. He was injected by the question of the prosecutor. The prosecutor or say, prosecutor or say, what were they going to do? Ubisa question. And ask the respondent, say, actually, he said he was organized. He said he was organized some peace, something concept for them. Prosecutor say prosecutor peace concept. Again, she interjected with a question. And asked somebody, or said, money, organized the National Theater and brought all the northern chiefs, brought all musicians, Miss Malaika people, paid everybody. And asked to us, I say, that's what Hafiz did. And then bought Tuareg. As for the girls, dear, they had them on TV. This part was not clear. That is why. Now, let me do the first one before I move on to the second one. This was the Tunde video. I prosecutor prosecutor I hope the sound quality is good. Prosecutor bisa question. And ask the answer. I say very good. My cameras are. I say professional. It was very early in the morning. I feel your team of investigators naturally say professional. It was very early in the morning because that is the only time, and he was very scared. He didn't want me to come to the house. And as I say professional. It was very early in the morning because that is the only time, and he was very scared. He didn't want me to come to the house because what? And a prosecutor and say prosecutor and say it's in Hausa. And on in can we Hausa. And as Biyan was say, yes, I will tell you. He says that when he calls all of them, nobody can deny, and that they have not been truthful to him. And as Biyan say, you know, he's an ex-military guy. Prosecutor Bisa say Mubarak is another suspect too. And as Bejes say, yeah, he's an ex-soldier. Prosecutor say, really? Prosecutor Bisa say, was he dismissed? And as Bejes say, yes. I don't know for what, but he was dismissed. His father too was a military officer. And as Betos say, he's a barracks boy, so he can shoot. He has every skill, yeah. And as Betos say, should I call my bankers? Here he wanted to call his bankers there and there. Parts of the dialogue was not clear, especially where the prosecutor was laughing. So where Anas said it is fraudulent deal. Now, Chef, Anas Betuas was saying it is a fraudulent deal, and he would settle everybody so that it will not go anywhere. Prosecutor, they have really been working hard settling everybody. Anas Betuas was saying misdemeanor 1.9 million from where? Who did they take it from? And he started telling me how Ubatini now telling me how the people came in and they were working with them, and how so that time they buy me with $100,000 because he somehow relates to me. Somehow, I don't know. And as they can say, also Motono was saying $100,000. Folks, dear, maybe end it. Prosecutor and baby son, because I say, is it the two of them? And as the respondent said, no, it was a Baba Tunde. He now wanted to fight for himself. Prosecutor, I said, tell me the amount transferred to him. And as the judge said, $5,000. Prosecutor and baby son say, we all want money. We all need money. And as I say, exactly. And as Beji so saying exactly. Then and the prosecutor I say, so that is the reason why I had to know what evidence you have. And then we turn it in to suit the presentation you have to do in court. And as Beto also say, they have because I went with the police. I then Edupoku was then the CID boss. So I met him and I gave him $75,000. Folks, question remain. The $75,000 now. Anas are emiyaw anas odema CID boss no says he can efrihin esikabenya ebiom the $100,000 near demand is efrihin aha enna me wutie ni ye na if ya someone wan ka say owura anas are me anas ekafa eye owura Mohammed Hafiz no ho a wonya ne ba bi kono satam no nwuye but asem anas ka kire 3 suspects ne say oh after Mohammed Hafiz there. Not just all refer to Papa no same or you're dead already no. Na Papa no we. Dinti na bema na saka sa asem we. Achre sa 3 suspects we. Ni ebe wienzu na anche Papa yi ko tamale. Obi ba sie. Ena che se Papa we kunya ni wu ewu. Ewuranom mama me enfensem ni ni agro. Obi an kasa. Me be yi video na chiri. Take a listen to this.
Investigation it's here amal kagana babona nicho it's here amal no but you have seen me don't like it ndekele shikuna the fine kagana
to see kudina na wakai kaka 500 and something $1,000.
I can show you. I can take it to my bank.
No, so how much?
I can take it to my bank. It's about 75. 75 drafting now. The first money he transferred $1,000. The first money he transferred is 195. I can tell you.
Okay, fine.
The 195.
Now hold on. The money is 1.9 million. Now, if they decide not to trace all the other accounts, how are they going to retrieve the money back?
No, me and my group and Babadia group. Listen, he did only one transfer. The rest he withdraw it cash to other people. Me, he told me that fees does not like to me.
It's difficulty.
You're putting in $75,000. How withdraw money?
75,000. 75 drafted by me. 95 when they ban it. Ni couldn't the need KTK account for already they share in a long time. It's a she in a chile in a beer other people. She number 75 number 117 into my account.
$170,000.
Yes. He gave me a draft of 195.
This one is real.
In this case, that's your money.
For you to enter to withdraw.
No. When I even withdraw, it
will create more problems.
What the lawyer should do it. In the army of she as a lawyer, Kagana. Yeah, you get Mr. Mangeska, she brought a she. Go Yagan, the one she. Go the Yagan, Susunachi. I'm a Geska Sunga, Michigaska. And transfer. Kagana. 170. 195. 195 transfer. I mean, that's at Yapu. You have another check. Hey, I have another check of 75,000.
Nijinya.
Yeah.
You will promise market money.
One night I would have been to the bank and I'm a draft man. I would have.
Okay. So, with this, how do we know that may transfer put in Nayaba others? Because the whole idea, and how do you also know that when he's in trouble, he's not going to say he's giving you money? He's not going to. He's not wise.
He's so stupid. He doesn't know business.
Are you getting it? And they won't spare him.
No, but the Amakagamba problem on Naniba. Other people they Byron. That's why you like me as a brother because of Obama because we know. And when the story is coming, everybody protects whatever he has. Me, I afford to tell you the truth. I can take you to my bankers here. And now back a draft there for 2 officers who can sign from Amal Bank. 195,000 US. They asked at yesterday's one, na machine do kisunya to Allah asa. But the she bank madumba na.
I told you he was in woman.
Kagane, I was not there. So as I came yesterday, na you company account. Nana so she brother nana. The difficulty lays Kagane, so that I can withdraw that one and give it to Baba and Co.
So if the man begins, HO, Baba Mubarakaka.
Nina Sunday Prince. Yabasu Prince almost about 400,000. Near Gavin the plane series. Yabasu. Yagami Asad Shikaranji Mubarak. These people have given them the money. I've given them this, I've given them because she
Sa video this is a secret video recording now. Ana Sarami Ana Sankasa and this is the video a capture Aremi yaw any sa suspect way in a new town hideout eho me show so obiate Ana capture sa suspect way there Mohammed Hafiz. As for him, he's a dead man. Folks, mean delay because there's another video I be watch now. Ebra Anas, the former and late President Evans Fifi Atamra so Odim Kofi. That video ni beba. But before no. Enoch Kofi Ejiri, Director of Research, comes in to help us with more analysis of this. Kofi, back to you.
This very video, no, baby, I am so pan the way I announced was stressing on girls. No, man, the papa.
Na girls ni hiana pa, guess. Guess ni hiana. So
from after this 8 minutes work here on the screen, Yashia, that is from 40 seconds. Wale Kwakisi 47 one.
Correct.
There. And that's very important because let's now try to establish the statement. No, he's already a dead man. No. Who was he referring to? We were but you are going to base on this whole thing. No, again, no, the front line. So we are not going with a script no or what we know. We are doing our own analysis on what we've seen. So this is it. This is a question be there. When they decide to trace all the accounts, how are you going to retrieve your money? That question, obey. That question, and ask Obisa them question. Let's also understand one thing that the characters involved in this whole documentary, you find a way bear 5, and that's Nankasa himself being the protagonist. Now antagonist now bear 4. 4 now bear Hafiz winning baby call. No 2, I bear 2 then Mubarak and no one new town. Now, last but not the least, one prince be accomplice also the whole thing. They are not Kotonu Benin. Internet. These are the characters in this whole scenario me creating. Now, and last no Obisa them question no. Na Mubarak kede 10 years. I say Hafiz does not lie to me. Hafiz does not lie to me. So at that very point, no, naturally Hafiz has become the center of the conversation. And no other person. Baby, one and that's not but I try no okay Hafiz in the balloon to Mumbo into a prince. Now, Mubarak prince is some accord no, Prince, and that's not building Hafiz. So again, FM. This is the second time the name has been mentioned in the context of this conversation. Now, the me did not believe no. No, and I'm asking, so how are you going to defend yourself? Now, all these questions, investigators, there's always a good reason why they ask some of these questions, which I can't say on air for this reason.
Sure.
It's why not Obi said I'm questioning there. How are you going to defend yourself? No? And now, what's the he mentioned into one of extra security writers or the Hafiz invasion, but he mentioned that I had it was the discussion was still about Hafiz. No, okay, 400,000 cedis, dollars was given to the prince now or no. Into I had no, not to the prince no, we feed them characters me. Not Tunde in our friend the Mubarak was what's an asking at least one person by Hafiz. Into Hafiz no, and I did down 400,000 no, Adama, no. And then, over no kede, or the be yet deba, and or the be yes, I miss my like and a girls, now do talk to a regna, Nasa Funadi. It's at this very moment, you said of all the four characters, no, you are nurse if you want, four characters, one and organize it deba. That is Hafiz. So, conversation, what can come on, they not say he's what a dead man. I want to let you about a threat. Let's just say there.
A bad threat.
Because we know the casa. Now I'm got to already a dead man. Or check the English language and the big use that for greatest in statement to send internet to Mukoko police station. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
So now guess what? That's happening in 2000.
Because that's a threat on Hafiz's life, correct?
Yes, that is a threat on his life because you have already said that he's a dead man. In the contestant one, and now they didn't mention the name Hafiz, but the contestant gave the name Hafiz up and meant unless I know okay in the context of the conversation when I said that he's a dead man, I was referring to someone which will not also help matters because the conversation no other name was mentioned apart from Hafiz. He was the center of attraction as far as the conversation was concerned. It's already a dead man or Keno. As to what killed guy in me personally I don't say do open. But sources if this poison, this day in SMP. But bear in mind that 2009 Adom conversation in Kodo. Then somewhere I think 2018 thereabout, and there's documentary of who was on Watchman we around June.
Yeah.
By November, and I have his strangely.
Oh we.
Now, question I put them listen, and Obian you say the other time to know. But rather no, young country and team that do find investigations no on end. Justice will surely be served, and justice can never be denied, no matter how long it is. My more example, and some of my they maintain it though. As some of my baby came to. They were saying to open the Golden State Killer case. It's taking about 40 years, and Sana was off. There was the West Memphis 3 in a case. No, so it was planning for about 20 years. Now this one will shock you. The Jack, your friend, the Jack, the Ripper case, no, I'll call it UK, no, so I spanned for 130 years. It's when it comes to investigations, until someone is arrested, there's nothing like they will close docket, and I know. Day in and day out, people pick up evidence and they go back to it. As some of them see American, some make a same bit man can actually be too far. Or too no, I can't bet you. That is one thing to say. A customer from me, man. Also, I am from him into from one doko into search. Okay, see. Ebiana said you another customer or Kenya keke. Ebiana sooner he meant it. But the bottom line is that whether he meant it or not, Kenya keke, a long run, a life is gone. Into time Kennedy Agyapong catcher any TV do akade. You know when baby call or actually when baby queen. We share no more premises have baby and one Bruno, save you. You are different case, you are kind of awesome. Let's just say there's a case the kede. This Wale guy in the picture actually is already a dead man. Now Benton we after. Do you think Kennedy could be announced on Jaya? That's the question.
No.
It is so this will be a dead man. Not by divine impana wuyo, say bibi no more we. Not a former impano kwa. So what from we send our venture as some Kenny cheap. And that is very key. Because I want to crowd in our pictures, so I want to care that the guy is a dead man. And that was a hidden camera 10. Kennedy didn't put it out to public, no, I can't. But I want to know, and this tape was not supposed to hit the screen. And unfortunately, the tape I hit the screen. Emma, you asked for one, I catch you, will be a dead man. How do you say such a thing?
And can we also establish that this video here you're showing necessarily an Aremia ODPA as part of the investigations Omega Strategic Service for a contracting and so on FEMRA no omuhu but ni name thing. Can we establish
that is a thing?
I see.
You see, that is a thing. It's America there. You have publication of modern Ghana no the same people because at a point in time an original video was demanded and someone refused. It was also the book. So when you look at this 8 minutes thing established today, and us Kasabeno Kouma and in Edabano. That is the understanding of it could be one of Akakachi the Obi dead man. And then interesting video statement somewhere between 2009. By 9 years later, we documentary 4 months later the person is dead. And that is weird, 4 or 5 months later the person is dead.
Yeah.
As to what killed him than the medical arena and Brand and Noble too much.
Well, what we heard is food poisoning right after the coronation.
Food poisoning, so there I had in what finance will be sent that say it could be a dead man some years ago. Some years ago, I came from a dead man. Unfortunately, no. You don't care how an IBB and IBB. What do you think happened? None of the because I look at one on our phone. Another case in the Nelly from America. Another tape from what tape and our KB in idea. There hadn't you also been in Agyapong. There are not the pictures to one country don't go Kubino. No work Kubino. It will blame down on the review. I wouldn't know what in the can of a can of boom, not hit his screen. At that moment, and after that, our fish will be on a short and also already so busy in Canada that the guy is a dead man. Into my boot, my pardon, Hudman. Let's say you are a present idea. What do you think will happen? It's because of our treachery. The same service market will be to say the Canadian pictures. It's a way you have some one to say it as me. And that's Nangasanga was today. We invite him. Now, I knew we were supposed to invite so also no. So I send the same last time we call hockey, we don't know. You saw something on someone. Anyway, I think you know, beyond you are bad law. No, not even the commander in chief. That's why there. And when Ghana had any answer, you pay be more young one door as some spiritual like superior. It's in showing us an Akaka. That be some me a bonnet back. The man of Obinim when we do so that can. I know my money and man and brandy and bra. Into be a cancer one chair and us. No, that would be unfair statement, one chair on what grounds. But he should be invited. I say, Brenner Church, them catch 1, 2, 3. And assist because undercover guy, very good one too. And then about to park undercover, can't put to the Yamipia. It's not Abana Bember Church and Yama. No one inviting I can all be some questions. No, also I am.
Good. Okay, so for want of time, let's also move to the last one. The last video is Ghana for no Ehuna so bim. Quickly.
All right.
Yes, later on, he bragged, Anas bragged and lied to the suspects that the then President Evans Fifi Terminals was following the investigations. Folks, Anas in this microphone didn't come or sign Emma. Emrantie no suspect no mudi nkomo no aso te say woman penny no was that time now yes investigation o follow some investigation din o woman penny ni abrise ta emunsam na say o de bom hu. But the question remains, is it true that Professor Mills follow some investigation yana na say Professor Mills follow some investigation say and we ya sa video e mpia bontenda folks mumienhwe sa ohokakra no enkomo a anase ne sa suspect ni die ene the all catch from Professor Mills edisa investigation nichi na enokejire eba be wrap up on that one. Take a listen to this.
Me by kira ni by heart. I don't do Akakira ni de case in Yaba. Say what they work about. Don't think about him. Think about yourself.
As for me, my involvement is not too much.
The English, the
problem is not too much. My problem is now the account.
Because now he seems to be pushing you. He seems to be pushing.
No, pushing. I brought that boy. I brought the As for me, my Ghana. I was so sensible enough, very smart. Ghana. Because normally the cases mezu akaga. He knows that the government people babaza shi. So mama na present passport. She na mistake. I was so sensible.
I don't do Akakira ni de case in Yaba. Say what they work about. Don't think about him. Think about yourself.
As for me, my involvement is not too much.
The English, the problem.
Is not too much. My problem is now the account.
Because now he seems to be pushing you. He seems to be pushing.
No, pushing. I brought that boy. I brought As for me, my Ghana. I was so sensible enough, very smart. Ghana. Because normally in the cases in Asia, he knows that the government people babaza shi. So Baba na present passport. She na mistake. Because in that one in the search in that Baba now. Who will fight in Babaza shi the Beijing? This is Muna Father Naika. Allah, na big mistake. The win. Very, very big mistake. But it's not
Mills is very Ghana. Suwa. You understand who? That's big money.
10, 15, 20 million in this country. People are sitting down. Nigerians are taking and are sitting down. They cannot do anything.
They don't even invest the money here.
They take it away.
You understand who? Okay, so now I don't do Akakira ni de case in Yaba. Say what they work about. Don't think about him. Think about yourself.
As for me, my involvement is not too much.
The English, the problem.
Is not too much. My problem is now the account.
Because now he seems to be pushing you. He seems to be pushing.
No, pushing. I brought that boy. I brought him.
Kofi.
Yeah, because of time, it's more money too.
That's right.
And when the baby I want to read all the things that I have, so I'm quite to forget more. I want to run episode. You see, at the most needy at Aqua,
Yes. Bragging with the president's name.
Yes, I can get the president. He has someone in his pocket. No, as for the president, who has the president in his pocket. Meanwhile, also, I want 2009. I can just be market a mercy angry. So, that I'm an impact. I get a mercy. Don't forget that. And you go for the $15 billion. And what do you more Ghana? And then for me, I want to say, why don't you condemn someone? At Mercy. And that for me was highly unfair because I don't know the same. Most when baby call young papa, no catch and don't get the master, no, so now I called so we be then why were you then doing this? You see, but because of timing, most Remy and the wrap up, Mobile, nursing, you go to me actually, for 2 minutes in the Madi. There's a publication for Modern Ghana, and that publication was published by one guy called Megdad Mohammed. Now, according to him, also he's speaking from the court records. He said that Anas admitted that I don't know the who watches the watchman. Again, Anas also claiming ownership of the video. And the moment you claim ownership of the video, no I'm at the burden of proof, no sang Kennedy proof, no I'm very easy. And that is where transcript comes in, given a difficult situation, go for the simplest. It's on my so easy. But Anas video no produce at the moment, no twin. Into one natural, I established the fact that 100,000 to no jail, and I'm a party, film into the video was rejected. Then he was told there's such a video in Yanankasaka for Rejanaba, and so on Famba. Into a long run, Oma, judge knew the no, natural corrupt. What could be said terrorist? I say, bomb Yaman no say Yaman, but a terrorizing for phone life, them not I believe that one more dream, then borrow the words of the prosecutor and the Indiana. I can home no the market I'm not or the chair. It's no I had it in the ADBC. There are so many angles to it. Baby okay there on for confession being done one hunger kwano how this and blah 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 naturally how we would too one will be no action. Miniano or one. So, if you decide to go into the matter next time, you will be able to come out with more, because of time to be this year.